on terror stepped up in ECOWAS as re-elected chairman President Tinubu reels out new strategies.
House deliberates on plans to roll out citizens' town hall meetings across the 6 geopolitical zones.
Health managers develop new strategies to fight AIDS, tuberculosis, and malaria in Nigeria.
And on Good Morning Nigeria today, we shall set agenda for the Presidential Economic Coordination Council.
Well, Jumai, it is no longer news that Nigeria's economy has created realities that are forcing many into lifestyle changes to cope with the times.
Indeed, every Nigerian is coping around this time, and it's not just a Nigerian thing actually. The whole world is coping, and concerned persons believe that their situation requires serious commitment to change the current inflation patterns, driven mostly by alarmingly high food costs and other variables.
Well, one of such commitments is a Presidential Economic Coordination Council inaugurated early last week to strengthen the economy. Now, this council is to midwife an economic stabilization program to, among other things, promote a new energy security initiative that will increase on-grid electricity from about 4.5 gigawatts to 6 gigawatts in 6 months.
Indeed, and the stabilization program will also target an increase in oil production to 2 million barrels per day within the next 12 months, while moving barriers to entry of investments into the country to enhance competitiveness. And that's a good one there.
Indeed, and these stabilization efforts will also promote the country's goals in agriculture and food security, as well as health and social welfare. Now, this is in addition to some fiscal measures to help improve access to finance for the housing, manufacturing sectors and MSMEs.
And there are also plans to get the sub-nationals involved through matching funds to aid in the growth of MSMEs, as well as a development fund targeted at growing Nigeria through a single-digit interest rate loan portfolio housed in the Bank of Industry.
Now, the Bank of Industry's Rural Development Stabilization Plan is expected to expand this larger stabilization plan. And this is also in addition to a mortgage finance acceleration facility, Jumai.
Indeed, and the 31-member Presidential Economic Coordination Council is being chaired by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who has given its members, drawn from both the public and private sectors, a change to develop innovative solutions to help address the country's economic challenges.
So, what should be the major priority before the Presidential Economic Coordination Council? A panel of guests will be joining us shortly to speak to the issues. I welcome you to Good Morning Nigeria on this note, the first for the week. I am Victor Azu.
And we're reaching you live on the network service of the NTA, and newspaper review will come in the course of the program. I am Chuma Yesuf. But first, let's get the highlights of the news from Mina Daniels. Hello, Mina.
Hello, Jumai, Victor. Good morning, Nigeria. Here is the news. President Bola Tinubu has been re-elected chairman of the ECOWAS Authority of Heads of State and Government for the second consecutive tenure. He was at his 65th session of the committee held in Abuja. At the session, Nigeria made a new commitment to boost the fight against terrorism in the ECOWAS sub-region, with its counter-terrorism center located in Abuja.
I urge ECOWAS to leverage on the capability of the Nigerian National Counter-Terrorism Center, NCTC, which is widely acknowledged as one of the best on the continent. We must invest in our infrastructure and cultivate a conducive business environment to empower our communities to stimulate growth and build resilience against external shocks. Together, we can pave the way for a prosperous future for all ECOWAS. So, bridge. I will request Mr. Fai to please become our special envoy along Togo to do a round clock walk with our brothers in Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger.
Vice President Kashim Shettima has assured Nigerians that the present administration is committed to creating an environment where merit is rewarded and public servants feel valued and motivated to give their best. This was why I presented awards of recognition to outstanding public servants at the second edition of the Nigerian Excellence Awards in Public Service held at the State House, Abuja.
44 persons we are here to honor set in motion a chain of action to build a culture of hard work and commitment to noble principles in our public service. We must also strive to make sure that the values we have set them apart are deeply ingrained in our culture.
And in response to calls for grassroots engagement, the House of Representatives says plans are underway to roll out citizens' town hall meetings across the 6 geopolitical zones. Speaker of the House, Tajuddin Abbas, stated this at the closing ceremony of the Legislative Open Week organized by the Green Chamber.
We are a gas country, and today, by virtue of the passage of the PA and the continuous support of the National Assembly, we are getting this done on behalf of our country, and the country is benefiting from it. Our president is succeeding.
Our constitutional amendment process will also adopt a citizen-inclusive approach. The onus is now on citizens to actively engage their representatives.
The Speaker of the Federal House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, urges APC members to continue to support the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to implement life-changing projects and policies to turn around the economy for sustainable growth that will guarantee a brighter future. He made the appeal at the APC stakeholders meeting in Kaduna State.
I call on our great party to please use the opportunity given to it to make sure that it heals the wounds inflicted during the last election. Try to calm the nerves of those who felt aggrieved during the last election.
Governance is key. We made it clear after election that we will take development to everyone in Kaduna State, irrespective of party affiliation or any affiliation, because we believe we took an oath to be fair to everyone.
Sustaining the fight against HIV in Nigeria for the country to meet up with the universal target of ending the disease by 2030 requires both political and financial courage. This is the position of the Director General of the National Agency for the Control of AIDS, Dr. Temitokwe Ilori, as the agency organized a retreat for members of the House Committee on AIDS, Tuberculosis and Malaria. Well, that's the news at this time. Good morning, Nigeria continues with Jummai and Victor after this commercial break.